Well, round number 10 it is, folks. So we are heading to Austria. Is it Austria? Yeah, it is Austria. Red Bull Ring. The usual. We don't see any Red Bulls on the track. Sad. But we have 13 drivers out on grid today. So that is going to be amazing. And the grid starts to grow ever more. Sartek joins us as always in the commentators box. First off, apologies for ditching you for the past 2 weeks, but I believe we've had some amazing races in the past 2 weeks. How do you think Austria is going to turn out today?
Indeed we did, folks. Welcome. And Daniel, welcome back. And mind you, it is not the grid growing or the league growing. It is we are on a path of regrowth, shall we say, considering we did have historically we did have a full racing grid, and hopefully we do again soon enough.
Indeed. And 13 drivers out on track today. It's a sprint. So that's a double chance, double points-ish thingy or whatever, extra 8 points for the winner of the sprint. And then if you make a mistake in qualifying, you can still fix that by having a good turnout in the sprint. And then from the sprint, it's all the way 36 laps in the full race. I wonder what's going to happen.
Yeah, David's going into the weekend itself today, actually. It is Sunday. I don't know why I'm so lost. It's maybe because I can hear myself through your audio. So your stream might just be hearing doubles. Regardless, going into the day itself, we're going to have one-shot qualifying ahead of a sprint race, and then comes the main race. It's going to be an absolute treat. I saw a bunch of drivers practicing. And of course, Big Man Joe hoping to continue that stream of podiums. He did have a break, of course. And last time out, when he had a sprint race on a sprint race day, he actually was performing at a top level, you could say. And then somewhere down the line, he did fumble and fell back. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Same goes with a couple of the other drivers on the grid, but we do have a rookie in the likes of Dylan Toe out on track. He's joining us from the same region Levi Tiger Pants did, APAC, all the way around Australia, New Zealand. So yeah, it's always a treat to welcome new drivers into the league. Dup comes back to possibly retake or possibly mount a challenge once again to Envy on the title fight. We'll find out. Andre's here as always. Envy's here as always as well. They're the ones going for that title. The Bwoah Racing League champion of season 6 is what they want to become. Davin.
Yep.
What are the odds we actually get all of them starting from the back?
Well, it is possible. One-shot qualifying, you can invalidate your lap, and well, there we go. Derp has retired. I'm guessing he's going to do last two first in the sprint, and then put on a show in the main race as well. But yeah, NB so far looks like he's the one leading the lap times into the end of sector 1. Now here is turn 3. Difficult tractions, and NB gets a little bit loose there, and looks like Mr. Wax is the one who is having the advantage right now. So it's gonna be his first pole in season 6. Looks like it's a good shot. UK and NB are just swapping positions. Everyone, as you can see, in one-shot qualifying, the times are gonna jump around. NB retakes the lead into the middle sector. Looks like Mr. Wax dropped down to P3. Let's just go on board with NB, and you can see heading into the last two corners, it can make or break your lap time. These two corners, it can invalidate your lap time, and it's all going to go in vain. Last corner, how much does NB go wide? Oh, it just keeps it within track limits across the line. Looks like NB going to take the pole. It's a 4.9. That is pole position in the Austrian GP.
It's almost like we live in the world of Envy here in the Bwoah Racing League for now. It did seem that way when General Pepe was there. It did seem that way when, of course, KDB was killing it on the top. Turns out KDB's GPU went bust. Would you look at that, Davin?
Well, luck has its ways in this world, so I'm guessing it might be a good time for him to relax and I was gonna say Gouts coach, but I actually meant to say Coach Gouts from the shadows or from the voice chats, if you may. And you know, I've been hearing a lot of team radio going on between them behind the scenes in replays and whatnot. So it will be amazing to see how KDB, you know, with his absence on track, can help his teammate off track. So let's see. Into the race, Levi Tiger Pants and Streeter, 2/10 off the pole position, and look at that. It's not too far off everyone. So a tenth or two could gain you a position here and there. And sprint is coming up, 12 laps. You made a mistake in qualifying, worry not, the sprint is here to save you. If you make a mistake in sprint, it's alright, you have 36 laps in the main race. But if you make a mistake in both races, chances are you might end up in the wall, which are not too far off the track limits here.
And historically, going back to season 5, of course, Big Man Joe last time out on the podium along with Envy and the likes of Streeter. So I'm hoping a repeat of that, perhaps. I'm pretty sure Streeter's hoping for the very same, and Big Man Joe would enjoy it too. Derp, however, finished 6th last time out, based off of our statistics. And Davin, I can still hear myself. Hopefully that gets solved. Regardless, going into the sprint itself, sprint qualifying, if you might, my prediction would be a left field result. We did see, Streeter still in the top. He clearly coming back for the second race this season, or perhaps the third. Not too sure there. But regardless, just hopefully going into turn 1, everyone keeps it clean. In practice sessions, I did see a couple of them at the back of the pack have a spin of their own. UK Gouts, they had issues, as you'd imagine. But yeah, going into weather as well, Davin, we are mimicking Formula 1 weather from here on out, which means the Austrian GP 2022, whatever weather ran there, we're going to run it here in BRL.
Oh, interesting. So that's going to be all right, I guess. No rain. I was hoping for a little bit of rain, but it does look a little bit cloudy up from here. 10 seconds to go as we are going to start the sprint race. Dishy with a surprising choice to go for the soft tires at the start of the sprint, perhaps saving that extra set of mediums for the actual race itself. We'll have a formation lap in the meantime. Sarthak, take us through your favorite lap.
So treat the formation lap, because you get to see drivers take their time, heat up their tires. Probably not as entertaining as you'd hope for, but I'd like to think it's more entertaining in the comms. So someone like Richu, like how we had back in season 5, season 5 would have been really entertaining to hear what the drivers are going through. I know the McLaren comms box is actually populated despite having only Gouts on track. I believe UK is in there as well. Andre being an old teammate of Gouts's, as well as KDB, who's not on track because of a busted GPU. And of course, they have Millen, who is their team principal in the years communicating. So Gouts has all the help he can hope for and some competition in the VC.
Indeed. And well, starting in the middle of the pack, he will need all the luck and all the information he can. Sprint race, 12 laps, starting on the medium, so pretty much the same strategy as everyone. No pit stop required in the sprint, ladies and gentlemen. So that means you just push hard for 12 laps and go till the end. Question is, can Dishy do something good in the first few laps? Hold on for position with some DRS assistance lap 3 onwards, because those softs are gonna fade off real quick.
And yeah, soon enough we will get racing. For the handful of you are watching, make sure you drop in the chat who do you think will come out on top. We got 13 drivers here for the Bwoah Racing League Season 6 Austrian GP. Envy, Levi Tiger Pants start on the front row, followed by Streeter in UK on the second row. Mr. Wex, how conveniently find himself up in the top 5. I'm just realizing even Big Man Joe is in the thickness of trouble perhaps, or even action. But at the back of the pack is a quiet Derp, hoping to make a charge to the front. Davin, predictions will have to wait for the main race, I presume, but the sprint race is in sight.
Yes, and Ferrari on the back row, not something you see always. Dylan and Levi Tiger Pants getting a DSQ for not parking in the right direction. So that's gonna set them off a few but Sarthak, take away the start, let's go.
Alright, with the lights coming out, ladies and gentlemen, it's the second sprint race of the season. 5 lights are out and away we go. You can see the Aston Martin kind of fumbling. Alfa Romeo seeming to have a bit of an advantage, but right into turn 1, he has an advantage. Envy seems away. Streeter also left hanging, but it's the Alfa Romeo at the back alongside UK making that jump on a Big Man Joe already early into the race. Now Mr. Wex holding his position as well. Big Man Joe didn't get the greatest of starts. He was talking about how he needs to improvise and get better on that front. Dishy trying that start, that magical start he always nails time and time and again as he goes wheel to wheel with the Haas into sector 2.
Yeah, in turn 4 here, downhill understeering corner, you can lock up and push someone off wide like in real life, but stewards will be unhappy to see that if that really happens. Dishy not making a good progress just yet. P7 still on the soft tires, perhaps a lap or two. He might just... Oh, Signic runs wide just behind him and gives an opportunity to the pair of Ferraris who have already swapped positions. Dip up into P9, now looking to challenge Signic into the end of sector 3 here onto the pit straight. Looks like Dip gets a pretty good run. Envy still leads the race. Levi Tiger Pants just 3/10 within so far.
Yeah, teamwork makes the dream work, and that is the play down at Ferrari in the Bwoah Racing League. Weaves to the right-hand side of the track. Up he goes a position. Dub is on a steam out there on track. He clearly wants to make that charge all the way to the top 3. But he's got his work cut out for him. He's got quite the drivers to overcome while his teammate gets the short end of the stick and tumbles down the order to P11.
Yeah, and the rookie Dylan having a look on the outside of Horning as well. Into turn 4, it's not gonna work out. The space is closing. He keeps his nose in though. He goes side by side into turn 5 and he gets the inside line. The rookie Dylan gets the move on Horning, but Horning not giving up. Keeps his nose pretty close to Dylan, hoping for a mistake from the rookie, but no, he keeps it just on track for a lap. And now DRS will be enabled at the end of this lap. At the start of that 3, it's everyone's in the DRS zone of each other.
Yeah, and the fastest lap time on the board.
Look at the nice line there. What a nice time in NB. Well done.
Yep. There you go. If it's anyone, it's Envy here today. And for most of this season, it seems like he is unmatched. But who is that? Tumbling down the order, it's Streeter. He's lost 2 positions. It's the Williams pair messing about wheel to wheel, and he splits the 2 almost. It did seem like he was going to run into the back of the pair, but somehow he keeps it and he gets his position back. Now, Mr. Wex and UK, what's been going on between these two? Because going into sector 2, they want to keep it clean. This is only the sprint race, boys. The main race is yet to come.
Yeah, and looks like Streeter might have just bumped one of the Williams into turn 3 and made it past there. So the Williams pair probably trying to barricade themselves. Oh, that's a Williams going off. And there's Mr. Wex. Mr. Wex is off into the grass in turn 5. Not a way to start his lap 3. Now he's all the way back in P13, so he's got a bit of catching up to do, but quickly back to the front. Streeter has crashed on the exit of the last corner. No, that's Dylan. Dylan coming through, his team is through. Streeter has crashed, lost his front wing, and oh boy, he will have to make a stop and he's gonna be set back. Back to the front. Dub already on the back of Dishy. Dishy on the back of Big Man Joe. Into turn 3. Side by side they are. Dishy goes up into P4. KDB? Well, I was gonna say KDB. It is Big Man Joe who's trying to look for a cutback, but Dub gets the inside line, gets a spur exit. Signic on his tail right now. Into turn 4. Who's gonna lunge it? Looks like Signic around the other, might just try. Dub covers it off. Signic goes for it though.
And they almost stay wheel to wheel for quite a bit. But the debacles of France follows Wex all the way to Austria. And Dub finds himself behind Big Man Joe for longer than he'd like. 7 positions he's made up while his teammate sits down in P10. But right now, it is Ferrari versus Alfa Romeo versus Alfa Tauri as they come along the main straight soon enough as they exit sector 3. It's all to play for. Our race leader is at a convenient gap in front. Over a half a second's gap to Levi Tiger Pants. But the action is in the midfield.
Indeed, action all over the place. Now we may have a change for the lead. Levi Tiger Pants on the attack on Envy into turn 3. It's not quick, it's not close enough. But Derp, he's close enough to make a move on Big Manju, gets the inside line. Big Manju is not contending it too hard. Goes around the outside, tries to get a better exit. Looks like Derp might have just gotten enough of an exit there to survive the attack. Dishy holds the P4 for now. Can he hold the fort for another 7 laps? Oh, that's a lunge. Lunge and a half by Sicknick to take P6 away from Big Manjo. Wow.
Down the inside. Sicknick seems like he is in full form here out in Austria at the Red Bull Ring, and Big Manjo getting picked off by 2 cars in a matter of 2 corners is not the greatest of sights. He'll be looking to do better in the main race. Of course, 8 positions up since the start. Derp is on a charge on the tail of Dishy, who will get picked off on the main straight, I presume. But next up, things will get tough because it's UK and Levi Tiger Pants ahead of Envy, of course. Envy, 6 laps left, ladies and gentlemen, for this race to end the sprint race of the Austrian GP of Season 6 of the Bwoah Racing League.
And well, we'll go back to the battle for P4 here. Dishy gets a poor run out of turn 2, turn 1, and Derp doesn't need a second invitation. Goes around on the inside. Ooh, Dishy runs wide just a little bit, invites Sicknick into the battle once again. But look at this, it's Dishy who has the DRS on Derp this time around. Can Derp hold his own? Up in P4, he's deploying his battery. He's almost drained his battery to stay up in P4.
And yeah, kind of a DRS train forming here as you speak. Sicknick desperately trying to keep the momentum up and follow Derp along with his charge. Clearly, that's not boding well right now with him stuck behind Dishy. And you can see Derp just pulling away. He's got a 1.5 second gap to close in on UK in the next 6 laps. And thereafter, I believe he's got his sights set to get into that battle with Levi and Envy. But for that, maybe it's a long shot. Maybe he needs a fumble from the drivers in front. But the drivers in front, they're not going to fumble. UK has clear air. You know, he's got 4 seconds from Levi and he's got 1.5 seconds.
Oh, Big Man just off. So, Big Man just off in turn 1. He was trying to follow Sicknick through, but he has fallen. Dylan, who was trying to get a move on Gouts, had to back off just a little bit there. Sicknick now gets a clear run. Almost tapping the rear of Dishy into turn 3. Coming out of turn 3, the crucial traction zone. Dishy still pulls ahead. The soft tires might be just a little too good for this stage. Maybe in a lap or 2, they will start to fall off.
After falling 10 positions, Streeter hits the fastest lap time on the board. But he's now in P13, so not as much of an effect right now, considering it is the sprint race itself. Sicknick seems like he's in a different element today, doesn't he? It's like things are going his way, but he is struggling on some fronts. But somehow the racing lines he's taking, the way he's just moving out on track, is quite different than the Sicknick you'd expect to see. Horning seems to have had an incident and ran wide in Sector 2, but rejoins the track nonetheless. On lap number 8, Envy leads ahead of Levi, UK, Derp and Dishy.
Yeah, coming out of turn 1, once again, Dishy, with whatever he has left in the tank for his battery, tries to stay ahead. Every position that he has gained so far is thanks to that soft tire, but the soft tires will come to bite him at the end of this. Sicknick gets very deep under the braking, loses a lot of time. He's now a full second behind. This might just give Gouts a chance. Dylan, in the meantime, gets a chance on Gouts as well. Gouts has missed out on DRS. Will Dylan launch one down the inside? It's not close enough. Sicknick, in the meantime, has managed to get back within a second of Dishy. 4 laps to go to seal the deal. Up in front, Levi Tiger Pants also has 4 laps, but he's falling down. He's lost 3 tenths coming out of Sector 2. And he's lost DRS of Envy. That might be his chance over to challenge for P1 right now.
Now on lap number 8, still that gap only extended even more between the 2 front runners, isn't it? Shortest gap between 2 drivers, of course, is that DRS train that continues to happen in the midfield. Dishy, Sicknick and Gouts. Now Gouts' gap to Sicknick, you know, trickling down to over a second in fact. Dylan Toke going into the mix as well. 9 positions, Dalvin. 9 positions Derp has made up since the race start. And he's got about 3 laps left.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. It's a move coming in for Sicknick. Dishy ran a little bit wide into turn 3, but that invited Sicknick to make a move. Not enough though, as Dishy somehow still gets a better exit. out of turn 3 into turn 4. It looks pretty close. Sydney is almost on the tail of Dishy into turn 4 and 5. Coming out of turn 5, 6 and 7. It's sticking pretty close. Just waiting for a mistake. But it's not just budging just yet.
And yeah, that gap to UK is now within a second for Derp. And I just wonder if he's got the advantage of ERS. No, he's deployed all his battery to be at this moment. He continues to deploy all his battery as well. So he'll need to rely on just slipstream and at best DRS to make that move come the next lap. Because right now, it's still advantage UK. He's got more than half his battery left.
Yeah, and looks like this move might happen here from Signic. There you go. Battery advantage, DRS advantage goes around the outside into turn 3 uphill run, and now keeps P3. Dishy now under attack from Gouts. Gouts might be looking to get away soon enough, but Dishy gets DRS, survives the attack from Gouts for a lap and a half. Can Signic pull away now? Derp is already up in P4 within half a second of UK for P3.
Yeah, but still advantage to UK unless he has a fumble on his own right. Derp doesn't seem like he can make that move, does it? While he should have resorted to recharging his battery right now, considering he can probably attempt on lap number 12. UK has more than half his battery. He can ensure he holds on to that second row start firmly and well ahead of Derp. But yeah, it just seems like Derp's not giving up. He's just not giving up. He's getting closer and closer, and you can see those fumbles coming back from UK, and the fumble on Derp's side ensures that gap goes straight on back to about a second. Oh my god, penultimate lap where it did seem like Derp has a moment, will have a moment to make that move. It just doesn't seem like it's going his way. Back to that DRS straight in the midfield. Gouts and Dishy and Signic. Gouts, will he make that move, that late move in this sprint race to start one position higher in the main race?
Well, he has some battery advantage, perhaps saving it for the last lap, but he is in a DRS train like you said, so it's not the easiest thing to perform in a DRS train. So P7 might be the best, but I missed out something, Sarthak. Dishy has a 3-second time penalty, so P6 is possibly going to Gouts. So Dishy is now gonna start even further from where he expected right now.
Yeah, even Dylan Toe's ready to capitalize on that penalty clearly enough. He is within over 2 seconds, just along the range of 2 seconds left into that gap to Dishy. But yeah, it is the final lap of this sprint race, folks. So if there's any move coming through from any driver, as you can see, Derp trying his best, deploying every ounce of ERS left in his battery. Clearly enough, he is close enough, but Mr. UK, he's got all the advantage. ERS for days to come.
Indeed, and that has proven to be very crucial in the last stages here to defend from the position. Yeah, battles. That is Gouts, who's going a little bit wide, and Dishy has lost even one more position, and that has invited Dylan to go up in P6. And that's some contact. Wow.
No, not like that, boys. Playing fair. Dylan Toe gets sent into the gravel while Dishy follows suit as well. But on lap number 12, folks, around the outside, around the final corner, it's Envy who wins the sprint race of the Austrian GP. And Levi Tiger Pants to follow UK as well in the top 3. So front row, Envy and Levi. That would be quite the start in the Austrian GP.
Indeed, Gouts, well, comes home in P6 after all the troubles staying behind the DRS train. I think he's kept it clean, probably with the advice of KDB the Wise. And P6 will be starting position, 2 positions higher than he started in qualifying. I guess that's good stonks for him.
Yep, just might be. But yeah, Derb's charge, commendable one at that. 9 positions in a matter of 12 laps. Good job there if he can keep it going. A race start, he can mount a challenge, which I hope he does to Envy. It does seem like Envy is just running away at this point with the championship. He does need a contender that can take it up to his level. Levi alongside him on the front row, UK on the second row, Derp to give him company. Signic and Gouts on row number 3. Dylan Toe, what a start he's gotten off with in this season. Nice to see a rookie performing the way that he is.
Yeah, track limits galore as we have seen in the race director, so that's just a trailer of what's to come in the full race. I'm expecting penalties all over the grid. Not even the likes of Envy might have been spared, picking up a warning or two in the 12th lap sprint. Well, 36 to come. One will wonder how will the race be decided on penalties, on accidents, or maybe even on luck. We're about to find out very, very shortly.
Austria, Austria, Austria. Turn 1, tricky. Turn 3, last corner can always throw you out. Has anyone gotten thrown out at the last corner historically in BRL? I'm trying to recall. What about you, Davin? Thoughts on Austria as a whole? The Red Bull Ring? Are you a fan? Are you not?
I like it, but like you said, it can throw you off. Every corner can throw you
Yeah.
off. So there's a chance that you can, send yourself into a spin, or the track might get you in a way, one way or another, or someone could run you off the track, like in real life. So it's a track that you can overtake. It's 3 DRS zones, so
Oh,
it's not the hardest track to overtake. But following someone in a DRS train will be a pain, so you'll have to force some moves around here. Well, if you have raw pace, you might pull out of DRS, but a bit of DRS might just help you, stick with the front runners. 36 laps coming up. I wonder the tire selection. Who's gonna go for what? I'm assuming, well, there's some bold choices coming in from the likes of guards to start on the softs, maybe a few hard tires coming in, medium tires. Considering we have a wider selection of tires available since the recent patch, so a lot of medium tires at the start of the race might be good to pull away at the start. I wonder if someone's considering the likelihood of a safety car, and early safety car might just help them to go on the hards till the end of the race.
amazing. Yet again, another race coming up here in the Bwoah Racing League Season 6. Excited than more than ever, as I am always, weekend on weekend here behind the mic. Now, it is taking longer than we'd like, so does that mean our good old friend F1 2022 game has dealt us the cards that I think it has?
Oh well, let's hope not, because I'm getting flashbacks of the race director thing
Mhm.
where I'm stuck in the race director right now.
Oops.
So let's hope
Oh
the
no.
grid loads in and we can get out of this loop of death. Well, we'll just have to find out. You guys left the session. Dylan's left the session. Dubs left the session. Well, looks like this might just be a small restart on the way. So yeah, we will see you shortly in 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Get your coffee, get your tea, get your crispy biscuits, whatever snacks you need, and come back in 5 minutes. We are going to be heading into Bwoah Racing League season number 6, the Austrian GP race. Sprint is done. We have our grid for the race, and we are going to have fun in a while. Well, second time it is. Now we have an extra driver out on track, Mr. Stark, who joined late, so he will be starting at the back. We are here back for the Austrian GP race in Bwoah Racing League season number 6. Welcome, folks. Well, I'll say welcome back, folks, because we are about to go racing in Austria in the Red Bull Ring, and it's looking like a dry race altogether, but it is cloudy, so track temperatures probably a little colder than expected. Maybe it will help tire wear. Maybe some drivers can find extra pace in that. And it's getting cold in my room. Oof. Okay, and right on cue, I think we have all 14 drivers ready to go. Lob is being adjusted, looks like it, for some track positions here and there. So, Sartik, what's your guess? Levi Tiger Pants in the front row had a good run throughout the sprint. He was following Envy for quite a long while, but had a poor run out of sector 2 that one lap and lost DRS. What do you make of that?
Yeah, somehow it seems like qualifying he gets spot on time and time again, but when it comes to any kind of race, even the sprint for that matter, he just can't catch a break, can he? Even in the French GP, we saw him fumble quite a bit. I was actually drawing comparisons between him and UK when I was talking to Big Man Joe, and he agreed with me. But hopefully he can overcome it just like UK did. I think in comparison to Season 5, Season 4, UK is doing much better off, losing much less wings, front wings. And yeah, hopefully we get to see that in Levi as well. Dylan, though, I think he might just be the left field factor here in this race. He gives me a lot of vibes to categorize him along with Mr. Wex and Gouts. I think we might just see him being that, that odd factor in this race. See him in the top 5 at best, I'd like to assume. But who knows, Mr. Stark is back in it. Big Man Joe is still in play. Derp is here alongside UK, and up in front is Envy, who will probably run away with it. But Andre is trying to mount that fight onto Envy as well. Will be starting from the back. It will be action from the front to the back to the middle, of course. And I'm excited for it as always, Davin.
Yeah, and one safety car could change it all. As we know, it's incident-prone race here. Turn 1, turn 3, turn 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Every turn has a possibility someone will either get hit or send themselves into the wall. So yeah, 36 laps coming up for us. Drivers once again are choosing the tires. I'm presuming everyone has at least a set of hard and mediums and maybe a spare set of either of those tires to go very long into the race. Keep the strategies open, and some soft tires as well carried forward. Well, not carried forward because we had a lobby restart, so some soft tires will be available, fresh soft tires to set some quick qualifying laps towards the end if they need to for the fastest lap, or if there's a late safety car. So all to play for. Everyone is on level playing field right now. The only thing matters here is how clean can you drive in the first lap.
I see. How clean can you keep it going in turn 1? Can you ensure you stay out of chaos and be the man or woman to capitalize on it? Well, we will find out.
Indeed. And tie choices, interestingly, I can see Derp, Gouts going for the hearts, back onto the grid, Vax, Streeter and Andre. So only 5 runners out there on the hard tires. So this might be a gamble on not having a safety car, or maybe a very late safety car. Well, otherwise, the medium runners, they might be looking for an advantage early on, pull away, and hope for a early safety car to go onto the hard. So all to play for, strategies galore. As always, it is fun to watch how they turn out on track. Formation lap, second time around, Sarthak. I think we're having double everything today. Just shame that we don't have double points just yet. Maybe that will make a return someday in real life Formula 1 and maybe in the leagues.
Yeah, just might make that a triple though, up in front in terms of medium tires on Envy, Levi and UK. A healthy mix of medium and hards in the top 10. Something we hadn't seen in the BRL the whole of this season. It seemed like everyone were, stuck in their ways, coordinated in their choice of tire compounds as you'd expect. But this time around, we got Derp on the hards, we got Gouts on the hards, we got Big Man Joe on the hards, all in the top 10, while the rest are on the mediums. Everyone outside of the top 10 are going on that hard tires first. And yeah, I think I think it's worked out for Big Manjo every time he's gone on that kind of strategy against the ones running in the top 3. But Derp, he's closer to the top 3, which means he's going to stay out longer, and he's going to try and hope perhaps for a safety car, I'd like to think.
Well, if he needs a safety car, he needs it like, say, like in the middle of the race where it will make it easier for him to go till the end on the mediums, which will have much better pace. So it's a gamble once again, but it's a good gamble to take around Austria where you can overtake, you can catch up back on pace. So I don't know, everything might be going through the drivers' minds ever since we've had that patch where we've had more tire selections available. It has opened up the racing strategies. We've seen a lot more mediums at the start, and well, that's a Williams of UK, reminiscent of the last race that I was here 3 races ago on the starting grid. He spun on the formation lap. I'm guessing that's just extra tire temperatures that you need to get off the grid.
Of course, in the process of trying to heat up their tires, fumbles by some of them, as you can see. Now, at the start, Dylan Toe and Sicknick will be hoping to make a jump on the hard runners in front and get that advantage going to turn 1. 5 lights, ladies and gentlemen, for the Season 6 of the Bwoah Racing League Austrian GP are out. And away they go. You can see the Haas already capitalizing on that start, and right off the bat, Envy pulling away, Levi to follow. Stickney got a jump he's made the jump on Derp as well, and UK to follow, and Gauts is tumbling down the order despite having a decent enough start.
Oh yeah, my eyes immediately up in front for the race lead itself. Levi Tiger Pens wasting no time going for it. Sicknick up into P4, Derp takes the P3 away, UK is dropping down, and there's more cars dropping down the order, and that is Big Man Joe. A big spin, Dishy's out, Horning's out. What's happened there at the exit of turn 3? That is bringing out a virtual safety car. It is a virtual safety car, and now it's a full safety car. And not even a lap has been completed. Wow.
Absolute carnage in the midfield. First it was Big Mancho who got spun around, and in the process so did Andre to follow. Mr. Stark was in the mix as well. But what was catastrophic there was Dishy and Horning. A terrible incident. I missed it, but I know for a fact neither driver will be happy. They've had the worst races so far in the season, especially Dishy being caught off with bad luck time and again. Hopefully going into the next race, they will come back happy and raring for a better performance. But yeah, unfortunate for Big Man Joe as well. He just got spun around with no fault of his own.
Yeah, well, at least he's on the back of the grid with hard tires. And on the safety car restart, that will give him the reset he needs. Mr. Stark and Andre have pulled into the pits for wing repairs and a change of tires. So, well, if someone's hoping for an extra set of soft or medium tires to have on the race, well, Mr. Stark and Andre are lucky to have it now. Well, they'll be rejoining at the back of the grid, so it's gonna take a lap or 2 for them to catch up. Safety car might just be going in, quite early. Looks like everyone's already bunched up.
Yeah, what a start Sicknick had. It almost seemed like he was already running in the podium positions, but right now he has been passed by Derp. During that frenzy of moves being made. UK, what's been happening there? It seems like he's moving slowly. I don't know. Regardless, Andre is the man who will be on the mission to make that charge from the back of the pack all the way to the front. And I think if it's at any track, at any race, it's got to be Austria. He can do it. He's got about 34 laps left. So an early incident is probably good in that regard. Dylan Toe still in the thickness of the battles at this restart. He will be drive-through penalty for ignoring yellow flag. Whether that will stay up or not for UK, we'll figure that out later on. Obviously the stewards will look at that, but right now Envy, he managed to get a nifty start in the beginning. Okay, who's that? End plate flying? Someone's gonna go into the pit soon enough. I saw end plate flying, Dalvin.
Yeah, indeed, and I wonder if drivers have been a bit caught off guard on this safety car here, not minding the gap, which is, well, pretty easy to forget considering this track is all straights, and you might just lose your concentration for a moment or 2. Yeah, but front wings flying around. I can't see who that is. I wonder if that's UK. Well, that's our usual suspect for a front wing loss. but he has to be given credit for keeping it clean so far. But that drive-through is going to hurt him early on in the race. Thankfully, still early on. So, well, if there's another safety car needed, he might want it very, very soon.
Alright then. Okay, turns out Dilinto's AI being quite the prick out on track. It is indeed his AI by the looks of it, but we will have safety car in this lap and we will go racing once again. And hopefully Dilinto's car doesn't cause any more problems.
Well, safety car is going in, so Envy, well, it's business as usual for him up in front, backing up the pack, warming up his tires, getting ready to pull away. Levi Tiger Pants has a job to do. Derv has a cold hard tires to contend with on the restart, and with the likes of Sicknick, UK, everyone else who's on mediums behind him, he'll be an immediate prey to them. Envy still taking it easy, not pushing it. He might want to go very, very soon. He's on the straights. There you go. He pulls away and away he goes. Envy leads the restart. Holding's disconnected. Wax is into the pits. So what a bold move there by Mr. Wax to pit at this time. I'm guessing it was his front when he was sent flying. And he turned into turn 1. Andre has swapped positions with Mr. Stark.
And already you can see that charge up ahead is on. You could see Derp weaving as much as he could, trying to get heat into his tires. He's the only hard runner in the top 6. And he's sitting in the midst of medium runners who are ready to pick that position off of him. So he has to desperately try to get as much heat into those tires to ensure he mounts a charge onto Levi before Sicknick comes for that position. Meanwhile, at the back of the pack, Gouts and Big Man Joe getting real close to each other, wheel to wheel. As they go
there's a bit of contact.
And Big Man Joe's facing the wrong way again.
Yeah, contact. Big Man Joe hit Gouts, who was on the inside, and well, somehow both of them spun, letting Andre and Mr. Stark through. Now who have to catch up to the Alpine pair on P6 and 10. That's UK. That's UK off at turn 9, and immediately into the pits he will be going. I'm guessing that's some sort of a problem happening up in front for him. Envy still leads the race.
Meanwhile on the main straight, okay, into turn 1, contact between Andre and Mr. Stark, and a nasty one at that. That might just go straight to the stewards. Mr. Stark sent into a spin after getting bumped by Andre, but you could argue Andre had nowhere to go. But yeah, Andre up a position regardless, and he's on a charge of his own as expected him to be. And next up is, of course, Streeter on Dilinto.
Streeter on Dilinto, the pair of Alpines. Are they gonna fight it out like Fernando and Esteban in real life, get in each other's ways? Dylan is on the medium tires, so it's expected for him to be pulling his teammate along, but Streeter on the hard tires seems to have the upper hand right now. So we might just see some team play coming into the next part of this lap, maybe on the pit straight, some team orders to get along with that. But we'll quickly cut back on to the front. The battle for P2. Turbo on the hard tires is finding some pace as well against Levi Tiger Pants. Gets in the DRS zone already. Sicknick not too far off. Stays within a second of the front runners. And he might just latch onto the DRS come the end of this lap. No, he does not. But Derp gets pretty close up into turn 3. Gets his car braked nicely for the apex. Levi Tiger Pants just stays there for a moment. Dilinto and Streeter has swapped positions, but that has allowed Andre now to steal a position of that second Alpine who has dropped down to P7. Dylan not having the best of the restarts just yet.
Meanwhile, up ahead, Derp, it seemed like he had made the jump on Levi Tiger Pants, but with a quick switch back, Levi's back in a P2. So clearly, Derp mounting up a fight. Both cars with equal terms in terms of ERS, equal capacity in terms of ERS and battery. But how much will this cost them in terms of gap to the race? Leader Streeter on Sicknick this time around. Seems like there's a... Okay, it's probably wrong. Never
it's
mind.
Andre on Streeter, Sarthak, but yeah, you're right. Back onto the pit straight. Andre has so much more pace. He might just go for the move into turn 1, but no, he's wise enough to stay into turn 1 and get the DRS for turn 2 instead. Wow, no, that's so wide from Streeter. That is compromising his run. No chance of defense, and that Andre goes through easy as you like.
Fumble by Levi up in front. Opportunity drop. ERS in full deployment. Weaves to the left-hand side of the track. And up a position he goes. Levi will not defend. Will tuck right behind Dup as they go through sector 2. Try his best to get enough slipstream to stay behind the Ferrari. Mount a challenge on the main straight, perhaps, if not sector 3. Contact a bit of it going through sector 2 as we speak. But I imagine this fight to go on, and this is playing straight into the favor of our race leader Envy.
Yeah, speak of Envy's teammate though, who has retired in the pits, probably had enough of the spins for today. He is gone for the moment. Envy still leads 2.5 seconds, almost 3 seconds. The gap is growing, so he will be hoping Levi can challenge Derp as much as he would for P2. But Derp is not giving up. He is catching up. He's catching up. Just shaved a tenth off into turn 1. So Envy, well, maybe he's just saving his tires, maybe he's taking it easy for a while, but yeah, different strategies both these drivers are on, so it might converge sooner or later. Levi Tiger Pants coming out of turn 3 within DRS range of Derp, but not enough to make a challenge just yet. That's the closest gap out on track. Levi Tiger Pants looks on the inside. Nah, he just tucks wide. Oh, Derp runs wide though. Derp runs a little bit wide, and that is gonna be the invitation Levi Tiger Pants needs into turn 6. Oh, he almost sent it. He almost sent it. And there you go. Into sector 3. Derp might have just been caught off guard by the little move by Levi Tiger Pants. Now dropping back a little bit more to Envy. 2.5 seconds was the gap. 2.7, 2.8 floating around there. Levi Tiger Pants not letting Derp go, possibly allowing Derp to pull him along back up to Envy. And up in front Envy, let's just quickly take a look. Our race leader, well, he's not pushing that hard, looks like it. He's just minding his gap to Derp. Levi Tiger Pants, can he go for the move down the inside? Oh, runs a little bit wide, but gets a good cutback for the exit of turn 3 into turn 4. This might be a move coming back for P2. Derp has to defend the inside. Levi Tiger Pants around the outside. Around the outside might not be the best way, but outbreaks Derp and gets P2 once again. So these two are scrapping away while Envy is trying to pull off a bigger gap lap after lap. Looks like yep.
And the racing continues indeed on lap number 9. To think we've not even reached the halfway mark of this race. Mr. Wex did come out on the softs, but still lacks the pace. He's got penalties as well to his name. Not the greatest of sights for someone at the back line. That UK as well, having come out, having stayed out on the mediums. By the looks of it, both Williams drivers not having the greatest of outings here at Austria. That gap between Levi and Envy went from 2 seconds to over 3 seconds ever since he started battling with Derp. And right now he is once again threatened for position around the outside. He might just be quite a bit up. Switch back down the inside. Perhaps loses traction out the corner. Purple sector 1. But the position remains P3 for now for the man in the Ferrari.
Yeah, and it's playing out exactly as Envy would have loved to. These two fighting, giving him 4 seconds the gap. So almost 2 seconds has been lost through this back and forth battle for P2 just now. And well, into sector 2 now. Levi Tiger Pants on the medium tires, 10 laps old medium tires, so they might be fading as they start this lap. Derp on the hard tires, he will be finding himself in a better position, but he needs to make a move and try to pull off the gap away from Levi Tiger Pants and make the inroads on Envy, who's now extended the gap to 4.2 seconds as Derp is being stuck behind Levi for even more time here.
And of course, at the back of the pack, quick switcheroo, it seemed like. Okay, my apologies, doesn't seem like it. Shortest gap between two drivers continues to be these two on your screen. I'd like to imagine Levi and Derp. Sicknick has fallen back quite a bit. Soon enough, we will see some of the medium runners perhaps head into the pits. But for now, things are getting stagnant. But Derp clearly trying his best to make this pass on the Levi. So he can make the pass, but stay ahead and pull off a gap is what he is struggling with. considering even Levi is as tactical as Derp is and has managed to keep enough ERS in the tank to mount a fight onto Derp and hold on to P2.
Yeah, and back of the grid, the teammates, Williams, Mr. Wax has allowed his teammate through, but at the expense of spinning out himself, Mr. Wax has spun out, and that means, well, he'll be at the back of the grid for now. Signic has been passed by Andre, who's making a good comeback drive here on the medium tires. Looks like he has the pace to match Envy at the very least. And he is making inroads on the pair of Levi and Derp. Speaking of whom, once again the battle resumes. 5 seconds now the gap to the lead, and Derp now takes the outside. He will get the move done, but now Levi will get the DRS into the next corner. So this is going back and forth much longer than we expected. Derp runs a little bit wide on the exit, and there is the gap that Levi Tiger Pants needs side by side. Derp is squeezing Levi off the track here. Oh, it's the other way around, and into turn 4. It is pretty close up there. Oh, that's contact.
Not like that.
Not like that, Derp.
No, that was such good racing gone. Completely disastrous after that contact, and Levi will tumble down the order, probably head into the pits as well if he's got front wing damage. But what beautiful racing that was, wheel to wheel, Ferrari and Alfa Romeo. That was a sight.
Oh no. Oh no, Levi Tiger Pants. I think his tires are all way over the temperature limit he needs to be, and he spun at turn 6. So I think it's right time for him to go in the pits, get rid of these medium tires, and boot on a fresh set of hard tires to go till the end. Derp, in all of that commotion, has lost even more time. Now the gap almost 7 seconds to Envy. It's not impossible to make up 7 seconds once Derp goes on to the softer medium tires here in stint number 2, but a safety car in this part of the race could change things around for him. Andre looks like he's found himself a gap to slot into.
Yeah, you might want to jump back to UK, who's on Levi Tiger Pants, fresh from the picking contact.
Whoa! A little bit aggressive there by Levi Tiger Pants, pushing his rival off track there. But UK, with all the experience he had, made sure he was not gonna spin on the grass. Made it through. Levi Tiger Pants trying to mount a charge back on UK into 10-4. Doesn't have the gap to go for it, but gets pretty close. UK keeps it in front for now. P9 it is for him.
UK is gonna have to fend off Levi for about a lap or 2 more. They are both on the same set of tires. Levi, however, coming off of an incident. Okay. As it stands, UK does seem to be pulling away half a second, over half a second's gap, and he will keep going.
Yeah, and well, I think Levi still manages to keep within DRS for now. Will he want to attack? Oh no!
Straight, UK gets himself into a spin, and he's looking the wrong way, and he's have to correct himself on track and resume the race itself as yellow flags come through sector 3 on lap number 14, folks. UK is back down in top 10.
Yeah, the medium tires are starting to feel the age here. 14 laps into the race, so these are starting to feel a bit second hand despite the 2 or 3 laps under safety car. So, well, right around now we'll expect some sort of undercuts coming in from the medium runners if they want to make up some positions on driver's head. I'm expecting the likes of Gouts maybe to go long on the hard tires here. Dylan Toe has been struggling against his teammate. He might want to get rid of this medium tires real soon. Up in front though, Signic is the first one to respond. Speaking of pit stops, so he's the first one to jump into the pits. Lap 15, 20 laps, 21, 22 laps to go. We'll take the hard tires till the end easily. He's mounting for that P4 here.
Onwards we go then with Signic, the first driver in. Gout seems to have opened up a gap of within a second's gap to Dylan Toe. I hope that's Dylan Toe still racing and not his AI, but we'll find out eventually. But yeah, Gout should be able to make that move on to Dylan Toe soon enough. Meanwhile, Levi Tiger Pants now within half a second of Signic, who's just come out on fresh set of hards.
Oh yes, this is interesting to watch. Fresh hard tires coming out of the pit, cold hard tires indeed. And Levi Tiger Pants, who's still out on these old medium tires, who will have more grip. Looks like the hard tires might just come into grip for within this sector. Signic running a little bit wide there, not helpful. Into sector 2, the lubber left. Maybe he can get his tires warmed up a little bit more around here and keep his gap. Looks like he will. Up in front, Sartek, I've been noticing Andre has been closing in on Derp, and we begin to wonder if Derp picked up some damage from the contact with Levi Tiger Pants, because look at that, Andre now within a second might just attempt an undercut or even go for an overtake coming out of turn 3 here.
Yeah, just might, and Gauds finally made that pass on to Dylan Toe as well. So he's up in a P5, top 5, running for Gauds on lap number 16. We got about 20 laps left, folks, in the Austrian GP of Season 6 in the Bwoah Racing League. And here we are, Levi closing in on the likes of Signic, who has pitted just recently for a fresh set of hards, trying his best to get temps into those tires. But he is still vulnerable, and he might just get picked off in this lap.
Vulnerable he is, but his hard tires might be coming into their own temperature right now, because he's starting to pull a gap now into the middle sector. We'll confirm it. He is starting to pull a bit more and more. Up in front, our race leader Envy, from the soft tires, from the medium tires, has made his one and only pit stop right now, dropping down to P3 for a moment for sure. Will come out in clear air in P4, and all he has to do is keep it clean till the end from here. Derp retakes the lead. Retakes the lead, or is he taking the lead for the first time in this race? Indeed. And Andre right behind him, half a second the gap. And well, I wonder if Andre is gonna pull off a move right now.
And Envy's pitted for a fresh set of hards, of course. And half a second's gap between Andre and Derp continues. Davin, I hope you're still with us.
Indeed, I am still here, sir.
Alright. Okay. Alright, I just lost you for quite a bit. And thought you were gone. Anyway, Derp leads this race, having started about P4 after the sprint itself. And now he is set for position from Andre, who is due a pit stop, and might just be able to work something out if a safety car comes into play. But right now, as it stands, it's highly unlikely. As you can see, we're on lap number 18, folks. It is the halfway point of this race. 3/10 the gap between Andre and Derp. ERS on both cars, enough to mount a fight on each other. Streeters in P3 on 17-lap-old hards. So the oldest hard runners out there is Big Man Joe, Gauds, Streeter, and Derp.
Oh, Andre was looking to shape up a move coming out of turn 3. Gets very squiggly on the exit there. Loses more than half a second now. The gap down to more than a second here into turn 4. So Andre might just consider pitting this lap, because Derp, despite being on all hard tires, possibly carrying some wing damage which has slowed down his progress ever since that collision, is still keeping in front. Envy looks like he's getting back on pace after firing up those tires, starting to cut down the lap to Streeter. 2.5 seconds the gap is there. Streeter still out on these old hot tires, so he will be waiting. Maybe a soft tire run at the end. These hard tires are pretty resilient. They might go the distance. We might see till at the end. UK now finds himself battling with Levi Tiger Pants once again, and oh boy, I'm pretty sure he's not gonna like it if he gets pushed wide once again. UK now into the middle sector, stays very close to Levi Tiger Pants.
Yeah, he might just bide his time and make a move on the main straight. By the looks of it, both drivers have enough ERS in the tank. Oh no! A spin on UK's front sends him straight onto the gravel in Sector 2, at the exit of Sector 2. And just like that, the main straight fight is all coming, folks. He will have to lick those wounds and try and head into the pit soon enough for a fresh set of tires. 17 laps on the mediums. You'd think he'd be going into the pits on this lap. He decides to stay out.
Yeah, and a risky decision there to keep staying out as long as he liked there. But yeah, maybe just hoping for a safety car or VAC, maybe a soft tire run. So that's why he's extending his stint for quite a while here. Andre from P2 had the gap, had the opportunity to challenge Derp for the race lead, but I think he's called it a day on those hard tires. Envy sets the fastest lap of the race, 7.5 on the hard tires, so they are coming into their own. Envy is already challenging for P2. For Streeter now here, well, I think he can see it's coming. Envy has to do attack quite aggressively though. Down the inside he goes. Ooh, a little boop from Streeter there sends Envy wide. Envy, will he be given the position back? Looks like no is the answer. That might just not be the way he would like that overtake to be completed. Okay.
Yeah. Meanwhile, at the back, Big Man Joe loses the position to Sicknick while Andre comes out behind Gouts on a fresh set of mediums. So, Andre will be on charge of his own, as we have seen him been for the last few laps. He did start at the very back of the pack, and we see him running P5 now. And Derp finally heads in the pits after 19 laps on the hard tires.
Yeah, he's heading in and he will be on the mediums for sure till the end. Envy has been stuck behind Streeter for a lap or so. He would have gotten the overtake done if not for being pushed out wide just now. So it's a race against time for Envy to get this overtake done. And well, it's attack time for Derp, who's coming out on the medium tires out of the pits. So once you get past it, safe and sound, he has a bit of traffic.
Into turn one, that is chaos. It seemed like Andre was gonna make a clean pass out of Gouts, but there was contact and Gouts got sent wide and was facing the wrong way instantly. It was disaster for the McLaren, and I think that'll go straight to the stewards. That was a bit too on the edge of what's right and what's not right.
Oh, just the timing of that. Oh boy. Gouts now sent all the way down to P7. Seems to be finding himself in P7 quite a lot today. Andre now will try to take P4 away from Sicknick. Derp has come out 7 seconds behind Streeter, who has been passed by Envy. Now the race lead goes to Envy. So, well, it's a battle for Derp to lose here. Oh, Streeter... Andre, very close to Sicknick on the exit of the double left-hander in the middle sector. Sicknick, will he hold on here? Andre is being held up a lot longer than he wants to into the final turn onto the pit straight. Oh, Sicknick gets a little loose and he spins off the track. He goes, resets into the part of Big Man Joe. Sicknick, well, he'll be lucky if he survives without a front wing damage, but that looked pretty nasty of a collision there. Levi Tiger Pants. Now he's on the attack as well.
That happened. I can't believe the incident between Andre and Gouts happened to begin with. I was worried where that might just repeat between Andre and Sicknick, but Sicknick out the last corner, those curbs just threw him off, I imagine, straight into the gravel, and he finds himself running P6. My God, this race on lap number 22 is turning out to be something I didn't expect one bit.
Yeah, here's a battle for you. The rookies of BRL this season. Dylan Toe and Levi Tiger Pants. Dylan Toe runs wide, spins on the exit curve, and that's an easy pass for Levi Tiger Pants. Goes back up into P8.
And yeah, you can see the gaps extending beyond a second's gap between all the drivers. To begin with, we got Streeter heading into the pits now after 21 laps on the hards. The only other couple hard runners out there is, of course, Gouts and Big Man Joe. Gouts, he had an incident, and you'd think he'd head into the pits right now, but no, he stays out. Big Man Joe stays out as well. And on lap number 23, Envy retakes the lead of this race. He has been the leader of this race for a while now, I imagine, with Derp following in P2, Andre in P3, both drivers on fresh set of mediums, while Streeter has to settle and come out in P7.
Yeah, quite a far away lane for Streeter here in P7. I presume he has the pace to make up some positions. P4 is probably on the board. Drivers are not too far ahead. He can see Big Man Joe at the end of the straight. So it's not over just yet. And it's not over for Derp as well, because he's starting to catch up to Envy right now. So the hard tires, while they are not the best tire to be on right now pace-wise, Derp is making the most of his mediums. Andre as well, catching up.
Based off of Andre's performance, it did seem like medium tires were the tires to be on, but UK thinks otherwise as well. He's gone into the pits and fitted on a fresh set of softs. But he's down in P11. He's got a lot of time to make up to the front runners, even the mid of the pack.
Yeah, very bold choice there to go for the softs. Not known to be the most durable tires in the game. Well, they will give you the performance you need for a lap or two, but 12 laps, 13 laps. That's a long way to go, Sarthik. Yeah. Wonder if UK
Precisely,
just.
and look at the gap, right? I mean, even Mr. Vex has a 20 seconds gap to Dylan Toe, and even to catch up with Mr. Vex, UK has to make up over 6.5 seconds. So I don't know what's happening. He really is rolling the dice on the safety car, isn't he?
Yeah, roll the dice might be just the play some of them up in front would need to, re-challenge for a certain position. Derp now has slashed the lead of Envy by another half a second. So 6.9 is the gap. 13 laps to go. Well, he is starting to catch, but the hard tires will come into their own at the end. So he's running out of time. If he has to get it done, he has to get it done now. Streeter?
Yeah, need to divert your attention to the midfield, though. Streeter in a much more similar position to that of Andre, where he was on fresh set of mediums and finds himself behind Guts, who's on 23 lap old halls, holding him up in sector 3. At the exit of the final corner is the same part of the track. Guts sent out by a fresh set of mediums on another car behind him. This time around into turn 1, what's going to unravel? Okay, Guts still holding on to the position for merely a second, I'd imagine, because around the outside comes Streeter on a tire advantage on his behalf into the next corner. Down the inside, he'll go, and he'll have that position in no time.
Yeah, a little bit of DRS chicken there by Gouts, trying to be a little bit cheeky with the DRS, but softer, fresh tires, mediums on Streeters. He pulls out a second already. So that just shows you how good the fresh tires are. So now 3 seconds up ahead for him will be Signic, who is still out on those hard tires. Oh well,
Dylan Toe follows suit of UK and comes out on a fresh set of softs. Is there something they're seeing that we aren't with 10 laps left?
Rain maybe? I don't know, but the weather was supposed to be all dry. Maybe these soft tires can make it till the end. The question is, though, will they have the pace to match the medium tires once they start to degrade? So yeah, I'm guessing drivers might have made their preparations at this stage, and they might be right. We'll find out shortly whose tires goes pop first. Up in front, once again, quick update on the lead. Derp has now closed up the gap even closer now, 6.3, but it's not closing down the gap quick enough. 11 laps to go, gap is 6 seconds. He will be needing to close in about a second a lap to even have a chance once these medium tires start to fade against Envy's hard tires. Andre has been closing in rather quickly on Derp himself, so it's converging for the top 3 for now. Streeter has been catching up to Signic as well, who has been running quite quietly in P4 on those hard tires. Once again, different tires coming into the race, and well, Streeter might have the advantage right now. Signic has to hold on for his advantage later on towards the closing stages of the race. Dylan Toe and Mr. Wex having a tussle down there. What's happened there?
Yeah, at the back of the pack, Mr. Wex had a moment where it did seem like he was going to go into a spin, much like Signic did around the final corner. But right now, Mr. Wex is coming back for that position on Dylan Toe, and they are going to stay wheel to wheel with the nose of the Williams in front, countered by the Alpine. But Williams going nowhere, wheel to wheel. 2 blue cars go through sector 2, and it still is Dylan Toe up ahead on a fresh set of softs.
Yeah, that soft tires and the inside line made sure he got the position that he needed to pick it off from Mr. Wax. But for how long? Mr. Wax still holding on the hard tires. He knows the soft tires will be dropping off real quick very soon. Running off track there, picking up track limits warning, I presume. But DRS will be the savior for Mr. Wax just a while longer. Up in front, Streeter now within a second of signaling into the middle sector, into the end of this lap. I'm foreseeing an overtake coming very soon.
Maybe they picked up the soft tires just to experience a good set of laps of racing. To consider Gouts, who just pitted, he came out on a fresh set of softs as well. You can see Big Man Joe, who was on a similar tire strategy of that of Gouts, also pitted 2 laps ago, but has come out on the medium. So one would think that, maybe UK and Gouts' intention is just to have a good run of racing here around the Red Bull Ring. But we'll find out soon enough what happens coming down to the last couple laps of this race. But right now, as it stands, Envy leads this race ahead of Derp and Andre, while we got some really nifty soft runners at the back of the pack.
Yeah, spicing up the race as they always like to do. And Mr. Wax in UK, the pair of Williams not really having the best of days. I'll say that. But soft tires definitely, I think, something UK would like to have fun. Mr. Wax dropped off a little bit there. Dylan Toe might have just broken DRS. No, UK stays within DRS for now. Dylan Toe is running out of battery to deploy, which means UK can stay within a second for a little while longer. But I see a move coming. Back onto the fight for P4 between Signic and Streeter here. Streeter now within half a second with DRS advantage to him. Signic, unfortunately, with that spin much earlier on, he would have been further up the grid right now.
Yeah, clearly he's at a disadvantage. He's desperately trying to weave to the right-hand side of the track to deny Slipstream even, but there's nothing that can deny Streeter that position. As you can see, down the inside he goes. Signic might just try the switch back, but barely have any effect. Gauss sets the fastest lap time on those soft tires, and Streeter pops back into the top 4.
Yeah, nice lap time there by Gauss once again. Soft tires, well, pretty much worth the while, setting the fastest lap. That is an extra championship point to take home for the McLaren team. Signic is doing a good job so far to stick with Streeter through the middle sector, but you can see the power of the medium tires, the grip that this medium still has, helping Streeter to pull away, but not far enough. Streeter still has a lot of battery to deploy, so he has that arsenal to, pull out of the gap of Signic, but Signic not giving up just yet. He is pushing hard, very hard indeed, deploying all his battery that he has to stay in front.
Meanwhile, Dalvin,
yes, let's go.
At the back of the pack, soft runners are tussling it out.
Oh yeah, thank you there. Just in time there, we have caught Dylan Toe being caught by UK, and UK passing him back into turn 4 here, but not for long. Not for long, they are still singing each other. That's inviting Mr. Wax back into the fight, so might see some team play here by the Williams teammates to pick off the Alpine guy here.
Yeah, he's in a Williams sandwich, and that gap trickled down to a 10th between Signic and Streeter, but quickly kicked back out to half a second. On the main straight, will we see, Mr. Wax perhaps mounting a challenge onto Dylan Toe. Dylan Toe on UK, all of them trying their best to deploy ERS to ensure they get a tad bit of an advantage on that main straight with DRS and Slipstream. But through Sector 1 as they go, UK with the clear advantage. Still somehow Dylan Toe with those two-lap differentiator in terms of the life of the tires itself. Or those soft sandies sent into a spin. Who is that? That is Wax.
That is Mr. Wax. And that is a full safety car before Envy managed to lap UK and Dylan Toe. That might have just been the saving grace they needed. Big Man Joe, who was just about to cross the last corner, made it into the pits just in time. He's going for the softs now, so well played by Big Man Joe to go onto the mediums early on. Now he'll have a chance to go onto the mediums. Gauss is into the pits as well to get a fresher set of soft tires. I'm assuming everyone up in front will be going for the softs right now. It will be dumb to not go for the move. At this stage, looks like Envy is into the pits. There you go, he's into the pits already. Dylan Toe, for some reason, looks like he's been lapped. Yeah, he's been lapped.
Yeah, after 21 laps on the hard tires, Mr. Wax retires from the session. Could it have played into the favor of UK? What do you think? Let's rile up a conspiracy theory, maybe.
Well, the Williams crash gate in Austria, I never heard of that. So yeah, we can sweep it under the rug. But yeah, soft tires for everyone. So, and a chance to bunch up once again. And with UK and Dylan Toe almost getting lapped by Envy there. Maybe one more corner and they would have been lapped. So UK now gets a chance to unlap himself past the safety car. Dylan Toe unlaps himself as well. So they will be back on the lead lap. Envy has caught up to the safety car. So here we go. The parade begins for 2 more laps. And,
so we get 2 sprints in the same day.
Wow. Speaking of doubles, I think Sartek, you may not have been hearing doubles. You have been actually experiencing doubles today. So
yeah.
Well, that's a rare experience, I'll say.
Yep.
But yeah, soft tires for everyone in in the top 10 here. That's what we have left out of 14 drivers. 4 drivers have well, met their fate in the Red Bull ring. Out of the race, Mr. Wax being the latest one. Much early on, Mr. Stuck, Horning and Dishy. Well, unfortunate for them, lap 1. Not even half the lap in lap 1 and they were out.
Oh, unfortunate indeed. It would have been great to see, Dishy, Horning, Mr. Stark, and Mr. Wax still in the race itself. Dylan Toh, the rookie, getting that short end of the stick in this first race. Time penalty and a disastrous start from what I've heard from the comments at the paddock. Right now, Envy leads this race, but he has quite the challenge behind him. For once in this race, Derp is finally at attacking distance, at striking distance of Envy, or will be at least at the safety car restart. So will Andre close behind. Streeter to follow, Sicknick, Levi, Tiger Pants, Big Man Joe, Gouts, UK, and Dylan Toh. 10 drivers lost at lap number 33 of the Austrian GP. Who will remain on the podium is the question. Who will have the benefit of an early start advantage? Who will end up fumbling at the start?
Oh well, I sure hope it's not Andre Streeter who has made up the most positions from the start of the race. Andre making up 11 positions from P14 to P3. What a job he has done and put himself in a position to be able to challenge for the win right now. But podium might be happy enough for him if he keeps it clean. Streeter as well made up 8 positions. So 2 drivers who started almost at the back of the grid. Now they are in contention for a race win. Derp, who started P4 at the P4, yeah, was it P4 at the end of the sprint, now finds himself also in the box seat to win a race. Envy, who has led from the start till now, apart from a lap or two under true strategy, he doesn't want to lose this. He's done all he can. He's earned his P1 today, and well, if he has any more skill left, any more talent left for today, any more energy left for today, he will defend his heart out for this P1. Top 4 drivers, everyone, it's a possibility to win.
Yeah, I'd imagine about 2 laps of racing is what we'll get in this race. UK is almost catching up, as well as Dylan Toh, but we just started a brand new lap, so safety car will be in this lap, and soon enough we will have the safety car restart for lap number 35 and lap number 36 of the Austrian GP of Season 6 in the Bwoah Racing League. I am excited to witness this quick little 2-lap sprint that's in store. All drivers on soft tires and all drivers with an opportunity in their hands to make it or break it.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be 2 hot sprint laps here. No DRS will be available because, well, it's only going to be enabled on the 3rd lap of the race. We only have 2 laps to go, which means it's all going to be down to balls of steel to make the lunge, to make the move, to spot the opportunity, to force a move. Everything all these drivers need to do is now rely on their skills, trust the car for a little while longer, and the soft tires to take them through this pain. 2 laps to go. Safety car, the Aston Martin safety car now has been gone. Going back in the pits, and we have a safety car. Well, I was gonna say Envy was a safety car. He's technically, effectively the safety car now. Also driving an Aston Martin. Well, he is aggressively weaving his tires much more than before. He knows he has to defend his position. It's almost coming home. So 2 laps to go, 2 race laps. Let's have a cracking restart. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, as he comes around the penultimate corner, you can see the safety car has gone on. And when will he hit that throttle? There you have it, folks. He just did. On the final corner, he goes Derp to follow, Andre to follow. It's quite the fight in store, folks, for the last 2 laps of the Austrian GP. In the midfield comes Levi on Sicknig, trying his best to deploy as much ERS as he can, but up ahead, Andre trying his best to close that gap within 2/10 of Derp. ERS in full display. Meanwhile, scenes at the back of the pack, I believe an incident with Gus stumbling down the order. And down the inside, Andre peaks. Almost contact between the Ferrari and the Mercedes, but Envy holding that lead firm.
Oh, firm indeed. He has managed to pull out 8/10 of a gap with a lap and a half to go. Looks like Derp and Andre, who battled quite hard there. Signe has been overtaken by Streeter. into turn 4. What a move done there, and Signic runs wide, which now forces him into a defensive position. Levi Tiger Pants trying to go around the outside of Signic. Ooh, still sticks his nose around the outside. Can he make the move around the outside of turn 7? He makes it, but now side by side they are into the last 2 corners. Levi will get the inside, but no, Signic braves it around the outside into the last corner. Keeps the lead. He's being bum drafted almost by Levi Tiger Pants onto the pit straight. Side by side they will go, deploying all the battery they have into turn 1. Envy sets the fast lap of the race for the meantime. Into turn 1, out of turn 1, Signic gets a significantly worse exit, and they're still battling out. He's defending the inside now. Signic, can he defend this? Looks like he got not much battery left for himself.
Yeah, they bump wheels as well, and as you can see, contact, and both are sent into a spin. The waiting and biding his time, Big Man Joe gets that position, having seen his teammate and Signic go out of the picture. UK Dylan Tour to follow, and Signic and Levi Tiger Pants stumble down the order on lap number 36.
Yeah, a few more corners to go, but you know, job well done for Envy. 3 more corners to go, 1 done and 2 more to go. He's held off the race winning potential from Derp and Andre, and now into the last 2 corners. Derp has been pushing very hard to get the gap down, but no, across the line, Envy will win the Austrian GP in Bwoah Racing League season number 6 and sets the fastest lap to finish it off. Maximum points for the championship leader. P1 goes to him. Derp comes close in P2. What a drive for him as well. Andre and Streeter, I think they will be happy to take the rest of the best of the rest positions in P3 and 4. Wow.
What a race.
What a race.
What a race. Look at that podium. I mean, kudos to Andre. Driver of the day, rightfully slow. So he started at the back of the pack. Almost seemed like I was looking at RB Ferrello, who's been known to make that charge from the back of the pack. And of course, there are some incidents along the way for Andre that has to be looked at, especially that incident with Gouts. But regardless, even Derp one-shot qualifying, he was at the back, made his way through sprint qualifying, ended up in the front at considerable moments in the main race as well. So there you have it, folks. If all 3 of these drivers showed up for every goddamn race, you'd see quite the title fight indeed. But it's Envy on the top 7 of the podium and in the lead of that title fight currently.
Yeah, maximum. When I say maximum, he did maximum of the maximum points he could this weekend. And if you just look at that, full points from this race, 8 points from the sprint as well for winning it, and the fastest lap to go in this race. So well, I think that sums up his weekend. Perfectly executed from start till the end. Derp came close. Andre, what a comeback, missing the sprint, started last, back to P3, put himself in a position to win the race, and he came very close to winning it. But P3, what a podium for him. Street as well, what a race from P12 to P4. Oof, and we've had some casualties along the way. 4 drivers did not make it till the end, but in between, they've given us some fights. Well, not some, there will be an understatement, but a lot of fights, a lot of battles out on track that made it worthwhile to stay here till my bladder is about to blow up. But yeah, folks, that's it. That's Austrian GP done, and we'll see y'all very, very soon. Sartak.
Yeah, charges for some, damage limitation for the rest. But what a race it was. We'll see you on the other side next weekend for another race in the Bwoah Racing League Season 6, folks. I'll see you then, Dalvin. It's always a treat behind the mic.
Indeed. And thank you as always. See y'all. Stay safe. Don't be a prick out on track when you're racing. Keep it clean. And we will see y'all on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.